Assalamualaikum and warm greetings to everyone. My name is Nurul Nabihah binti Adnan. My student number is 2024412556. I am a student from the AM110 program under Faculty of Administrative Science and Policy Studies at UiTM Rao. I am currently an active member of Kor Pemadam under the Unit Persatuan Pencegahan Dadah Rao, which is a student-based drug prevention association. This semester, I enrolled in HGD136, Drug Prevention Education, a course that has truly opened my eyes to the real-world challenges and solutions in the fight against drug abuse. HGD136 is taught by our passionate lecturer, Sir Muhammad Nasri bin Abdul Hamid. He is not only responsible for teaching the course content, but also serves as the official coach for Kor Pemadam. Under his guidance, we were not just learning from textbooks. We were involved in planning, organizing, and participating in actual field programs that gave us hands-on experience. First, what is Kor Pemadam and HGD136? For those who may not be familiar, Kor Pemadam is a uniform body that focuses on community outreach and awareness activities related to drug abuse prevention. We are trained to be student ambassadors who educate others through campaign, forums, and real interaction with the public. One of the most impactful moments during this semester was when we took part in a field program titled Therapy Session with Client in Puspankara. This educational visit took place on Thursday, 20 June 2025 from 8 am until 12 pm. It was held at Puspankara, a real government-managed drug rehabilitation center in Pahang. A total of 40 students, including myself from the HGD136 course, were involved. The goal was to observe, learn and reflect on how drug rehabilitation works in Malaysia and how we as a future professionals can afford such effort. Now, I'm going to explain before, during and after the program. Before the program, I felt quite anxious. I didn't know what to expect from a rehabilitation center like Puspankara. As a team, we held several meetings to plan our latihan dalam kumpulan or as known as LDK modules and assigned roles. I was in charge of facilitating communication and helping to manage the individual LDK. We had to be extra sensitive in our language and action, knowing that we would be engaging with clients in recovery. During the program, my mindset started to shift. We were welcomed warmly by the Puspan staff, and we began with an informative briefing session about the rehabilitation process, the client admission procedure, and the treatment phases. Then came the LDK session, which was the most interactive part of the day. I facilitated a fun but meaningful game called Radio Rosak. In this individual activity, one person had to pass a message through several others by whispering, and the final person would say it out loud. Of course, the message often came out completely distorted. The clients really enjoy it. After that, we open up a discussion on the moral of the game. It shows how messages can be misunderstood or changed as they are passed on, especially when communication is unclear or when assumptions are made. This relates directly to real life where miscommunication or bad influence can lead people the wrong path, sometimes even to drug abuse. Seeing the clients reflect and not in agreement made me feel like we had truly connected. It showed me that even a simple game can carry a powerful messages when delivered with purpose. We then moved into a sharing session with the clients where several of them briefly opened up about their personal journeys with addiction. One story that stuck with me was from a young man who said he started using drugs just to try with friends. That small moment turns into years of suffering and broken family relationship. It reminded me that addiction isn't just about poor decisions, it's about mental health, trauma, and sometimes just bad luck. After the program, on the way back to campus, I took time to reflect on everything. As a group, we discussed that we learned from the entire experience. Our biggest takeaway was, prevention is more powerful than punishment. Hi, thank you for joining this interview. Can you introduce yourself?
Hi, so my name is Nurul Mirza. I'm one of the Kor Pemadam members who joined the visit to Puspankara recently.
Great, so how did you feel before joining the program?
Honestly, I was a bit nervous. I didn't know what kind of people we've met or how they would react to seeing us.
So after the program, how did it change
It
your
does change
perspective?
my perspective a lot. I used to think drug addiction was something far away from us, but after hearing their stories and spending more time together with them, I realized that this client were just normal people. Some of them are even younger than us. It made me realize how important prevention really is and how anyone can fall into this trap without any proper guidance.
Yeah, do you think the activities like LDK actually helps?
Yeah, it does help a lot. It really helped to break the ice and let us connect with the client. It was an amazing experience to see them smile and open up during the game. It reminded me that recovery also needs human connection.
Alright, thank you. Hi, thank you for agreeing to talk with me. Can you introduce yourself and your course?
So hi, my name is Raja dari Marisa binti Raja Petra Mamudin, and I am from AM110, and I'm actually not from Corp Madam, but I heard about your program.
So from your POV, what did you feel about Couple Madam student joining this kind of interview?
So I think it's very inspiring because you guys didn't just stay in class and learn theory. You guys actually went out to the real world. You guys met actual clients, and it is not something that everyone gets to do, in my opinion. So that's why it's very inspiring.
So would you be interested in joining a similar program in the future?
Definitely. I feel like students should have more exposure like this, and it actually teaches you real lessons that you can't actually get from textbooks. And I respect what your team did, and I think it's a great example to others. That is all.
Through this visit, we saw how love, empathy, education, and structured rehabilitation can help people recover. From our group perspective, the key moral was that everyone deserves a second chance, and as future leaders or educators, we have a role to support and not judge those who are struggling. Personally, I realized how lucky I am to have support, access to education, and people who actually care. I also learned that prevention isn't only about avoiding drugs, but it's also about building a healthy lifestyle. Now, I'd like to share honestly about the benefits and challenges I experienced while being a member of Kopa Madam and during our program at Puspen Karak. Let's start with the benefits. First, I noticed that my self-confidence really improved. Before this, I wasn't used to talking to strangers or leading games, but during the activity called Radio Rosa, I managed to lead the game with confidence and the client actually had fun. That moment made me realize that I can do more than I thought. Second, I learned the importance of teamwork. We had to plan everything together, from the game to the schedule and how we handle each other during pressure. Without good teamwork, the program wouldn't have worked. Lastly, I gained real-life experience that no classroom can give. The things that we saw, heard, and felt during that day at Puspen is something that I'll never forget. But of course, not everything was easy. One of the challenges that I faced was managing my time. Preparing the program while handling my studies was a bit challenging. And honestly, in the beginning, I had a lot of doubt. But in the end, those doubts pushed me off to try harder and grow. In conclusion, despite the challenges, I'm grateful for the experience. I learned about responsibility, leadership, passion, and the power of real empathy. Most importantly, I realized something. If we want to see change in society, it has to start with us. I extend heartfelt thanks to Sir Muhammad Nasri, every Puspen Karak staff member, and the client who bravely shared their journeys. And to my teammates in Kopa Madam, thank you for your dedication. This rehabilitation therapy session with Puspen Karak client was far more than a field trip. It was a life lesson that will guide my future service. Thank you for listening to my self-reflection. Assalamualaikum, and may we all continue to spread awareness and hope.